Okay, guys, here we go. I am now about 3 weeks into the salting of the Pršut. It's been sitting on a plastic cutting board for about 3 weeks, draining out all over my concrete floor, which isn't the ideal, getting a bunch of salt on the concrete, but lessons learned for next year, that's for sure. So anyhow, guys, 3 weeks on the salt, still on the salt, 2 weeks in the press. And I built this little press this afternoon, just something quick and easy. I want to show you guys how I did it. Basically pine, half inch, 3/4, thereabout, board, a couple 2x3s, some threaded rod, and then on the underside here, I countersunk a couple nuts, ran the threaded rod through, put a washer on it, and just a wing nut to be able to cinch this down. It does get a little bit hard after a little while, so I use the pliers to tighten it up. You can see it's tight. They're not going anywhere now. So, and then if you look closely, you could see the Prschuts are in the press now, and they're gonna stay in here for 2 weeks. And every day I'm gonna try to crank down the wing nuts a little bit. I want these things to have a nice flat shape, and I think the wood is actually a better way to go than the plastic cutting board, because the wood is absorbent and it's gonna absorb moisture from the Prschuts, as opposed to the cutting boards, which were non-absorbent, and so that liquid that was coming off of them just kind of either sat on them or ran down the board. So this is a 2-week process. So they're going to be in the press for 2 weeks. I'm going to load them up with some weights, probably 50 or 100 pounds of weights that are sitting here in my garage, and I'm going to actually be leaving town for a couple days. So when I'm not here to crank down on the wing nuts, I think the weights will give it a little bit of a press as well. So that's it, guys. This is it for the next 2 weeks. We are pressing the Prschuts, and pretty simple contraption. Cost me, I don't know, let's call it $30. The reason I left the threaded rod so long is because next year, if this turns out good, which I'm sure it will, I'm going to add a couple more Prschuts. And so this kind of gives me room to expand, I would say, at least 3 more levels. So if I could get 3 Prschuts per level, which shouldn't be an issue whatsoever, maybe even 4, then I could do a total capacity of maybe 10, 12 Prschuts, depending on their size. So that's it for now, guys. I will see you in a couple weeks when these get hung and sit in the cure room.